Okay, today we are going to review a little bit because we don't want to start something new right before the Easter break. So it says which expression is equivalent, so remember that means equal, to negative 1/12 q to this right here, this long one. Because there is a q and an r, we cannot put this in Desmos, so we're going to have to simplify by hand. So we're going to take this negative 1/12 q, since there's parentheses, we're going to distribute. So I'm going to go to Desmos, and I'm going to type in negative 1 divided by 12, arrow out of the fraction, times negative 60, and I get a positive 5. So we're going to have 5, and then I have a q and an r, so qr. And then I'm going to do negative 1/12 times 24. So I get negative 2. So I have negative 2. I have 1 q here, 1 q here, so that's going to be q squared. Then I'm doing the same thing with the second set. So I have negative 8 times 5, which is going to be a negative 40 qr. Then I have negative 8 times 1, which is negative 8. I have 1r with the negative 8, 1r with the 1, so I have r squared. So if we look over here, we know our q squared is negative, so I can get rid of c and a. We know our r squared is negative, so I can get rid of b. So our answer should be D. Okay, which expression is equivalent to this one? So same thing, since there's multiple letters, we can't use Desmos. So remember, there's parentheses, so this exponent on the outside goes to every exponent on the inside. So we have x, and I'm going to multiply 3 times 2. For y, I'm going to multiply 4 times 2. And for z, I'm going to multiply 0 times 2. So 3 times 2 is going to give me 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 0 times 2 is 0. Since this exponent is 0, I don't need the z. So I'm just going to end up with x to the 6th, y to the 8th. So it should be A. Okay. Number 3, this question should look familiar. It showed up on your interim assessment. So it says, what is the value of C? So I need the value of this number after I've simplified this expression, because it says equivalent. So I'm going to put a 1 with the 3, because remember the 4 only goes to the exponents. So again, we're multiplying. So we have 3 to the 4th, x to the 28th. I need to simplify 3 to the 4th. Remember, it's not 3 times 4. It's 3, and then we're going to press the AB button to the 4th power. So I get 81. X to the 28th, and it's cx to the n. The 81 is in the place of c, so c equals 81. Okay, which expression is equivalent? Again, there's multiple variables. So we're going to have to do this by hand. Okay, remember, if you have the same thing on top, same thing on the bottom, you can cross them out. Since we are dividing, we subtract the exponents. Okay, so I have W10 on top. I can take that and cancel it because they're exactly the same. If you didn't know that, you would just come over here and we would subtract 10 minus 10, which is 0. So the W's disappear. So anything with a W, we can get rid of. Then we have our Z, we have 4 minus the negative 4. Remember, when you have a minus and a negative, it's a big positive, so we have 8, so our answer should be z to the 8th. So it would be answer choice B. Okay. All right, this one. A company that cleans carpets charges its customers a fixed amount for supplies plus an additional amount per hour of cleaning. The graph models the linear relationship between the total amount charged and the number of hours of cleaning. Which of these best describes the rate of change, remember that's the same as the slope, of the total amount charged with respect to the number of hours of cleaning? So when we have a graph to find slope, we do rise over run. So I need to pick 2 points. I'm going to start with this one. That one's not good, that one's not good, that one's not good, and we can go to this one. So we're going to start with this bottom point, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 spaces, but each one's going up by 20. So technically I went up by 60. So I have 60. Then I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and I went to the right, so it's going to be positive. So 60 over 4. When I reduce that in Desmos, we have 60 divided by 4, we get 15. So our answer would be A. Okay, people camping at a lake can rent a canoe for an hourly rate plus a one-time fee of $6. The function c of x equals 450x plus 6 can be used to find the cost in dollars of renting a canoe for x hours. What is the slope of the graph? So slope is our m. Okay, so we have, remember, c of x can be the same as y equals mx plus b. So the m is 450, so our slope is 450. Okay, which graph represents the solution set? Before I can do anything with this, I need to go ahead and solve for y. So we're going to move the x, change the sign. So instead of a negative, it's going to be a positive 4x. Then I have a negative 1y, so I need to divide by negative 1. So I have y. Then we flip because we divided by a negative, so it's going to be greater than or equal to negative 4x plus 6. Okay, so we can go ahead and put that line in Desmos. Remember, when we put this in Desmos, it's not going to let us do the inequality. So we have to do y equals negative 4x plus 6. So y equals negative 4x plus 6. Okay, and we can get rid of answer choice A and B. Or, sorry, not A and B. We can get rid of C and D because they're not going the same direction as that line. So we can mark out C, mark out D. Okay, if we look at the inequality, it needs to be a solid line because of this line underneath. So it has to be B. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, which equation in point slope form describes the line that passes through the point 4, negative 5, so this is our x and our y, and is perpendicular? Remember, that means the slope, we switch and flip. The line represented by negative 7x plus 2y equals 14. What I would do first, my x is 4. So I would go through and make sure that where the x is, the 4 is in parentheses, okay? So I can automatically get rid of a and b. All right, so now I'm at a 50-50 chance. In order to find the slope of this line, I need to solve for y. So I'm going to move the x, change the sign, divide by the number in front of y. So we're going to have y equals, remember this is really 14 divided by 2 plus 7 over 2x. The 7 over 2 is my m. So I need to switch the sign. So it's positive right now. I need to make it negative, flip the fraction. So that would give me d. Okay, what is the value of x in the solution to this system? When you're dealing with systems, you want to look at the intersection, so where they cross. Okay, so we're going to see if they're ready to be in Desmos, which means is y single. Y is single here, so that one's good. This one is not good, so we need to change it. Okay, so I need to move the x, change the sign. Y is by itself, so now this one is good. So I'm going to go ahead and type both those into Desmos. So we have y equals negative 2x minus 1. Y equals 1/2, so 1 divided by 2, arrow out, put the x beside it, x plus 4. I need to see where they cross. They cross at negative 2, 3. I just wanted the x, so I need that first number, so the answer is B. Okay, which equation can be represented by the graph? So what we're going to do, we're going to need to solve all these answer choices for y. So we're going to move the x, change the sign, divide by the number in front of y. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that big fraction in to check that one to save some time if I don't need to solve all of them. So we have y equals, then press divide to get a big fraction, 9 minus 9x all over positive 2. So that line is not, it doesn't match. So we can mark out A. So now we're going to go to B. Move the x, change the sign, divide by the number in front of y. So now we're going to go back to Desmos. I'm just going to delete out what we need to change. So change that to a 2, change the bottom to a 9. That one does not match. So we can mark out answer choice B. And we're going to go to C. Move the x, change the sign, divide by the number in front of y. So we're going to change what we need to change. So we have this 2 is now a 9. The bottom is a negative 2. That one seems to match. So that is going to be our answer. So our answer is C. Okay, what is the solution set? Remember for this, we need it to equal 0. So I need to move the 25. Because all of this is in parentheses, I can't add anything in there. So we're going to have 2x minus 7 squared minus 25. And then this is what I'm going to put in Desmos. And I'm going to change the 0 to a y. So we're going to have y equals parentheses 2x minus 7, close the parentheses, squared, minus 25. And we're going to see where it crosses. So 1 and 6 would be our solution sets. So that should be C. Okay, here you're just looking where it crosses. It crosses twice, so I need two numbers, so my answer is D.